Si Aoshing bowed respectfully and said, I am Si Aoshing from the Hidden Sea family, greeting young Master Chang'e. Si Shuyue also bowed respectfully, saying, I am Si Shuyue, greeting young Master Chang'e. Chen Ningni also bowed and said, I am Chen Ningni from the Hidden Chen family, greeting the young master. Gu Chang'e cut straight to the point, there's no need for formalities, I'm sure you're here for the Changtian artifact. Si Aoshing smiled and said, to be honest, young master, we are indeed here for the Changtian tower. But we still have no leads. Si Shuyue also smiled slightly and slowly removed her veil. Chen Ningni looked at the brother and sister, momentarily speechless. Gu Chang'e chuckled, oh. I thought you brought some special clues. However, Chen Ningni spoke loudly, please rest assured, young master. If I receive any information or clues, I will report them to you immediately. Si Aoshing and Si Shuyue widened their eyes, looking at her in confusion. Gu Chang'e casually said, oh. Chen Ningni continued, if young master needs my help in searching for the Changtian tower, please don't hesitate to give your orders. Si Shuyue gritted her teeth and muttered angrily, this opportunist, she can lower her head so naturally. Si Aoshing sighed with a smile, this is one of the reasons for the rise of the Chen family. Gu Chang'e calmly said, then I thank Miss Ningni. The group was silent, unable to express anything. Chen Ningni said seriously, young master, you overestimate me. It's an honor to serve young Master Chang'e. Chen Ningni lightly touched her chest, her posture alluring, and smiled shyly, thinking, why look for the Changtian artifact when I could hold on to such a big leg. She then continued, if young master doesn't mind, I'm willing to serve you at all times. Gu Chang'e smiled faintly, no need. Hearing this, Chen Ningni froze on the spot, and the others behind her were also shocked. Gu Chang'e's gaze shifted slightly, and a cold sweat appeared on his back. Yu Mingkong stood behind Gu Chang'e, walking over slowly. Her sharp gaze swept over Chen Ningni, and in a chilling tone, she said, I'm annoyed. Gu Chang'e could only smile at her, though he was somewhat intimidated. Si Aoshing, Si Shuyue, and the others were all astonished, is she DZ Mingkong, the peerless Yu Mingkong of the Immortal Dynasty? She's here too. Chen Ningni broke into a cold sweat, thinking to herself, how is she here? Damn. Yu Mingkong slowly stepped forward and said, Chen Ningni of the Hidden Chen family, you have quite the courage. Chen Ningni lowered her head and bowed, DZ Mingkong, please calm your anger. It was my fault, please forgive me. After hesitating for a moment, she added, I can provide information, but serving by your side. Yu Mingkong ruthlessly interrupted, I don't think that's necessary. She immediately cast a spell to attack Chen Ningni. The masked old woman quickly blocked, and Chen Ningni was knocked back, falling to the ground. Miss Ningni. Gu Chang'e extended his hand to press on Yu Mingkong's shoulder, Mingkong, you've scared her. Yu Mingkong turned her head away in a huff. Gu Chang'e smiled and said, I appreciate Miss Ningni's good intentions. I accept them. It's just that Mingkong has a fiery temper, please excuse her. Chen Ning'er happily replied, what are you saying, Master Chang Chao? Please don't take what happened earlier to heart. Su Yaoting added, it was truly a match made in heaven seeing you and Master Chao together today, a fairy couple, truly enviable. Su Yaoting clasped her hands together and continued, we apologize for intruding today, we will not disturb Master Chao and Emperor Chao any longer. Chen Ning'er then said, if there is any news about the Sky Tower, I will notify you immediately. Su Changchao replied with satisfaction, good, I will wait for the good news. Chen Ning'er turned to leave, thinking to herself, although Yu Mingkong is terrifying, I will never give up easily. On clinging to Master Chao. The man next to Su Suyu must have something special, I can make a move on him. When Yu Mingkong intentionally tried to close the door behind her, Chao Changchao entered and immediately blocked her, stopping her intention. Chao Changchao just closed the door and asked, didn't Mingkong say she wasn't interested? Why is she out here? Again. Yu Mingkong replied, if I appeared any later, you would probably have another sister beside you. He laughed and said, she's just a pawn, it's rare that she delivered herself, but in the end, she was scared away. She replied indifferently, the women beside you, aren't they all starting out as pawns? Yu Mingkong pretended to be angry and continued, but pawns are no good, because the wife doesn't allow it. Chao Chang Chao thought to himself, the child of destiny, her luck is extraordinary, yet she won't be content to be my pawn. He helplessly said, she's really domineering. She answered, I don't care. The scene shifts to a large hammer smashing a block of wood. Jiangshan wiped the sweat from his forehead and said, Qi Ling, the identity of that Xinyuan master. Su Yaoting comforted, don't worry, there's no problem. Su Yu showed a radiant smile and loudly called out, Jiangshan. Jiangshan was startled and turned around, realizing in his heart, she is Su Yu. Jiangshan spoke, Miss Su Yu, divine son. Su Yu then said, I've already told my brother about your identity. Su Yaoting asked in confusion, Jiangshan, are you really a Xinyuan master? Jiangshan answered, yes, I learned some from my ancestors. Su Yaoting reached out to touch Jiangshan's chest, sorry, I need to confirm. Jiangshan was stunned and said nothing. He was startled, oh, you actually have a sacred body. Su Yu exclaimed, what a treasure we've found. Jiangshan, quickly show us the techniques of a Xinyuan master. Su Yaoting smiled and asked, is that all right? Jiangshan agreed, okay, if Miss Su Yu wants to see. Su Yaoting continued, Jiangshan, don't worry, this is the concealed place of the Shinshu sect, outsiders won't notice any movement. Jiangshan began to cast magic, then I'll take the risk and cast a spell. The stones in front of them began to move, and he pressed down hard. The stones fell to the ground one after another. Su Yaoting was stunned, this is. Su Yu was also stunned, is this the technique of a Xinyuan master? Under Jiangshan's power, the mountain was split in two. Su Yaoting exclaimed, this, actually can be done to this extent. With the strength of a mortal to move mountains and fill seas, no wonder the Xinyuan masters vanished in the course of history. Su Yu excitedly said, brother, look. With Jiangshan here, we'll definitely find the Heavenly Law Tower before anyone else. Jiangshan suddenly spoke, ladies, I need to clarify something with you first. Su Yu asked in confusion, are you going to set conditions? Just say it, I'll agree to anything I can. Jiangshan said with a frown, actually, I have a grudge against Chao Chang Chao. Su Yaoting and Su Yu were both shocked, what? Jiangshan lowered his head but glanced at them and said, Chao Chang Chao's reputation is resounding, but in the end, I will. Gu Suyue asked, so that's why you didn't go with us to see him? Because when I took you there, you'd know. He came. Gu Yoxing then asked, how are you related to him? He hesitated and answered, this is complicated. If he's not here, I would naturally help Miss Suyue and everyone, but now, if my identity is exposed. Gu Suyue fell silent for a moment and said, at least you have some conscience. If you hadn't told us, there would be a lot of trouble later. Gu Yoxing bluntly said, then hurry up and leave Shinku sect, we'll pretend we never saw you. Gu Suyue excitedly said, brother, are you stupid? Jiangshan has a grudge with Gu Chang'e, what does that have to do with us? He answered, if we're implicated. She immediately interrupted him, if Gu Chang'e finds out later, we'll just act like we don't know. Bronze. Xiao Chu reminded, Jiangshan, you have to give them calming medicine. Otherwise, they might not dare to accept this hot potato from you. Jiangshan turned his face, Miss Suyue, there's no need for you to fight over your divine positions, I'll leave. Gu Chang'e doesn't know my identity as a divine origin master, even if I approach him now, he won't stop me. He continued, anyway, someone like me, a mere mortal, is nothing but a speck of dust in his eyes. Gu Suyue loudly asked, wait, you said Gu Chang'e doesn't know you're a divine origin master, is that true? Jiangshan irritably replied, I haven't met him much, he only knows I'm immortal. Gu Suyue turned her head and whispered to Gu Yoxing, brother, we need Jiang Shen's help to find the Tower of Destiny. As long as we hide him well and don't let Gu Chang'e find out, isn't that enough? He had no choice but to agree. If that's the case, let him make some modifications. Maybe it can fool Gu Chang'e. Jiang Shen was confused. Later, Jiang Shen was transformed into another appearance. Gu Suyue laughed loudly, this time, not even Gu Chang'e, not even I would recognize you. Jiang Shen clasped his hands in thanks, thank you, Miss Suyue. Gu Yoxing said, alright, we'll meet at midnight in the Tianquan Mountains. Late at night, some purple traces appeared. Jiang Shen was opening the door when a purple vortex approached him from behind. The old evil disciple ordered, stop. He turned his head in fright, Senior, how are you here? The old evil disciple angrily said, you've disappointed me. I taught you the 10,000 changes demonic art, and you still do this? You haven't even unlocked your spiritual C. I now wish I could slap you to death. Go find another successor. Jiang Shen explained, Senior, my strength is not enough to kill other disciples. They've already started cultivating, but I. The old evil disciple flew around, shouting, don't make excuses. The Gu family's divine positions have the sacred body. If you devour his cultivation technique, you'll definitely make quick progress. The old evil disciple continued, the young lady from the Gu family has a good physique. If you can't do it, I can help you. He hesitated, but Miss Suyue has helped me. The old evil disciple loudly scolded, are you here to cultivate the 10,000 changes demonic art or to learn how to be a person? Jiang Shen lowered his head in fright, I understand. Afterward, the old evil disciple flew away but didn't forget to remind him, don't drag it out, act quickly. Jiang Shen thought of a disciple, and thought, there's still some time, looks like I need to find an unlucky guy first. A dead disciple leaned against a rock, someone was flying over. Gu Chang'e looked at the unlucky disciple who was killed and thought to himself, not bad, after you experienced the thrilling sensation, you won't be able to stop. He looked in a direction and continued to think, anyway, this feeling is like a drug, once you're hooked, you can't escape. He secretly smiled, satisfied, thinking, first time meeting the lucky child's development going astray, really curious what the heavens would think if they were watching. The sky had darkened, and Jiang Shen's group was deep in the forest. Gu Suyue spoke with reproach, Jiang Shen, you're a bit late. He answered while walking, sigh, this matter is not simple, so I prepared more thoroughly. Qingtong Xiaochu reminded, if we keep going down this path, I can sense an unusual aura ahead. Jiang Shen secretly responded, it's all thanks to you. They were walking and discussing me, I have a good feeling. Maybe tonight we'll really find Elder Tianfa. Don't be too optimistic. My sister and I have been here for months with no clue. At this time, someone hid behind a tree and secretly observed them. Chen Ningni secretly watched them, thinking to herself, as expected, the siblings came here secretly to investigate. There must be some clue. That guide was the one following Ji Suyu earlier today. Luckily, I was already alert. Chen Ningni smiled slyly, thinking, I must quickly tell Gu Chang'e. If we make any progress tonight, I will definitely be taken seriously. The flute in Gu Chang'e's hand lit up. He said in surprise, do they have a clue? Chen Ningni answered, if my guess is right, Elder Tianfa will likely show up tonight. Yueming Kong sat on the swing and, hearing this, said loudly, what are we still doing here leisurely? Let's go. He calmly said, don't rush, Jiang Shen is slow. Let's wait for some news, and with our speed, we'll catch up quickly. Yueming Kong asked in confusion, Jiang Shen. He smiled and answered, a destined child from the lower realms. She asked again, destined child? Yueming Kong continued, once we get Elder Tianfa, the only ones left are Elder Tianluan and Elder Tianjian. Who can open the immortal palace ruins? Elder Tianjian must also be a destined child, right? Gu Chang'e continued, I've heard that the person who possesses Elder Tianjian can dominate the world. But we haven't heard of anyone like that. which means no one knows where Elder Tianjian is. As for Elder Tianluan, it should be in the Ji family's hands. She asked doubtfully, how do you know? Gu Chang'e replied, Ming Kong, do you think it's strange that the Ji family came so early to search for Elder Tianfa's traces and are acting stronger than any other faction? She suspected, is it because they've already obtained a heavenly artifact, so they need Elder Tianfa? Gu Chang'e did not deny it and smiled, saying, yes, it's most dangerous when a person has unrealistic fantasies. The flute shone again, and Gu Chang'e said in surprise, Miss Ningni has sent a message. It looks like we can set off. Yue Ming Kong immediately walked over and asked, what? Miss? He coughed and said, peace. The scene shifted back to the forest, and Jiang Shen spoke, there are many innate formations here, we must crack them to pass through, right? Ji Yaoting looked around, there are formations here. Ji Suyu said, brother, we already searched the surrounding area before, why didn't we find anything? Jiang Shen cast a spell with his hand and drew a circle on a rock wall. The entrance slowly opened, and Jiang Shen said, let's go, passing through this mountain should lead us to Elder Tianfa. Ji Suyu was surprised, is this the ability of a divine Yuan master? Truly mysterious and unpredictable. They began to enter the cave, and she let out a surprised sound. Ji Suyu reached out toward a spirit stone, these seem to be spirit stones. Jiang Shen quickly reminded, don't touch them. Jiang Shen unhappily reminded, if anything happens and attracts other cultivators, you'll be the ones at a disadvantage. Ji Yaoting immediately whispered, Suyu. She replied casually, what, shouldn't we stay alert? I was just curious. Jiang Shen's power was once again enhanced on a stone, and then he created a door. Ji Suyu was surprised again, I didn't expect there would be such a large secret realm here. Everyone walked out, and she continued, looking at this mountain, that one doesn't seem simple. There's an uneasy aura, maybe something is sealed inside. Jiang Shen, can you tell what it is? Qingtong Xiaochu reminded, don't act impulsively. Let the Ji siblings go ahead and investigate first. Jiang Shen responded, I don't know, but based on my guess, Elder Tianfa should be on this Mount Sai. Ji Yaoting said seriously, this Mount Sai is extremely dangerous. Anyone below the Saint Realm would definitely die if they enter. Suyu and Jiang Shen stay outside, I'll go in and investigate, don't worry. He then flew out but didn't forget to remind, if there's any danger, you two can leave first. Ji Suyu shouted, brother, be careful. Qingtong Xiaochu said, this Ji family's divine son is also someone with great fortune. Jiang Shen thought to himself, in this situation, still worrying about his sister. He didn't force himself to go up the mountain. He's truly a person of loyalty. This person is worth making friends with, I haven't misjudged him. Ji Shuyue smiled and thanked Jiang Chen, thank you, you helped us. Once we obtain the Qingtian Tower, you can return to the Ji family with us. I will guide you in cultivation. However, a huge rocket attacked them from behind. Ji Shuyue noticed immediately and took out a jade flute, danger. She used the jade flute to deflect the rocket and shouted loudly, who is it? Chen Ningni appeared with her subordinates, holding a magic artifact, and laughed loudly, Ji Shuyue. No wonder you're so concerned about that man. I didn't expect him to be a divine Yuan master. But you dare sneak into this place in the middle of the night, discover the whereabouts of the Qingtian Tower, and not report it to young Master Qingtian in advance, but want to take it all for yourselves. Ji Shuyue frowned in displeasure, it's you, Chen Ningni, you actually followed us. You even brought a replica of the Qingtian sword. Chen Ningni questioned, less talking. Ji Shuyue, you dare to sneak in here to search for the Qingtian towers. Whereabouts in the middle of the night, showing respect on the surface but disloyal behind the scenes? Ji Shuyue immediately retorted, Chen Ningni, stop talking nonsense, we will explain to young Master Qingtian. Jiang Chen thought, looks like I need to add more fuel to the fire. He immediately said coldly, those who deserve treasures should possess them. According to what you say, does That mean that just